Hello everyone, I have a Junky video for you today. You guys voted for a Junky one using stuff out of my studio. You know I love to save parts, so let's go ahead and jump in with number one. This is a piece that I took off of an old Victorian album in the last video, and I told you all we would make something with it. I have painted it white so far, and now I'm giving it a healthy coat of Mod Podge, and I'm going to let that dry. Because what we're going to do is we're going to do some decoupage on here. Now you can use the wet method, but I like the iron-on method. Once I let that dry, I've picked this piece of dark and moody, sort of Halloween-ish paper. This is a piece or a design from Roycycle paper. Now I don't know if she has any Halloween coming out this year. I currently am not carrying any products right now because it was just too much, so I'm using what I have. So look out there and find something similar. It doesn't have to be this. It can be a napkin. It can be anything you want. I am just gonna place this where I want it. I want it to be kind of a scene because we're gonna put something cool in the center of this. Now I'm just gonna take my little heat press and a piece of like wax paper or baking sheet. That way my iron doesn't stick to my decoupage paper. I'm just going to go over this really well. Now I don't video the whole time, but I make sure I go over every place several times, okay? So make sure you get really good contact and get that Mod Podge heated up so your decoupage paper will stick to the Mod Podge. I want to go ahead and sand off all these edges because I needed to get that excess off there and I didn't want to cut around it. I want a nice edge, and sanding will do that perfectly. Now there's a little piece of metal that's still left from the old album, and we're going to use that in our design, and it's going to look gorgeous. Now we're going to do some other things to that decoupage paper, but I want to work on what we're going to put on the center. Now I have this little gold frame, but it's quite bright, even though I love gold. I'm going to take some of this dark bronze, bronze age, that's what it's called, Primo wax, and I'm just going to tone this back some. It's still going to show some of that beautiful gold, but we're going to have a little bit darker look to go with our dark and moody style. Now because I want to use this skull off of the decoupage paper, I'm going to go ahead and glue the frame to it. We're going to do another addition to this. I'm not going to use glass, but I'm going to use something that's going to give it a little bit more higher end look. So before we get to that part, I'm just using some TITEBOND quick and thick glue to put on the back of this frame and then sit it right down on top, centered over that skull. I thought to give this a little bit more of a high-end look, I would use this glossy accents. Now, I've only used this on really small things and not had too much issues with it. It's pretty simple. You just pour it as thick as you want and then let it sit to dry. It had some bubbles in it, and I used the side of this little spatula to kind of poke them to hopefully get them to go away, but it dried with bubbles in it. So if you all have any suggestions when using glossy accents, go ahead and pop them in the comments below. I decided I needed to put something hard on the back of this because of the glossy accents, so I just cut a piece and glued it to the back for right now. As you can see, it starts out creamy and now it's clear glass, and I'm showing you, or I showed you the bubbles. So I thought, we'll use those bubbles to our advantage. And I'm just going to take some of that same wax that's on this frame and some dark wax and just kind of give this whole thing sort of a hazy look, because I really don't want it like shiny glossy anyways because of the piece that it's going on. To take this to the next level, we're going to go ahead and use this piece of word art. I paid $3 for this at a Goodwill, but it was like a $20 piece from Hobby Lobby. And we're going to use this Paint Couture. It is black and it is the metallic black. Oh my goodness. So Aunt Beth over at Aunt Beas Attic sent me this a while back and I hadn't used it. But look at the coverage. That's one coat. And this stuff is beautiful. It's like metallic but not crazy shiny. So now it's dry, and we're going to add the base piece before we add the frame that we just did, and we'll do a few little alterations to that coming up. But I'm using the same TITEBOND glue and some hot glue to attach this. Basically, I'm just going to center it, you know, top to bottom, side to side, and I painted the whole inside and outside piece of this word art. Of course, covered everything up and just painted where I needed on the inside, and I kind of want it to shadow around this album cover. Once we get this in here, I'm just going to press it down really well so the glue makes contact. And I thought we would use some of my Halloween or Gothic-y type stamps just to add a little bit more interest to this. Now, don't hesitate to paint, stamp over, stencil over decoupage paper, or even napkins. You don't have to stick with the main pattern. You can use it as a background. I ended up using some bats, some bones, some spider web, and even some labels. I also went ahead and removed the backing off of this frame and used the same glue method with the TITEBOND glue just to get that stuck on there. Now I'm taking that Paint Couture in the color Black Pearl that we originally used on the background and just kind of brushing over that gold frame. And then we're going to take some of these corners. I'm just picking out which one I like the best. I end up using some gold Rub and Buff on the corners to brighten them up just a tad, like the gold on the frame. I also take that gold all on the inside corners of this piece to kind of frame the whole box out, as well as that latch that's left on the album cover, just to tie this piece all together. I love how this turned out. I love taking things in pieces and putting them together. Let me know what you all think of this one. With this next project, I was thinking, how in the world can I put some junk on a rolling pin? Well, we are gonna do it. So I bought this cute little one for $2. It's definitely not as big as some of my other ones. And I thought, you know what, let's just have a play with some paint. So I grabbed out a bunch of these neutral colors with a little bit of gold and a little bit of dark. And I just had fun with them. These are all Paint Couture samples. More of ones that Beth has sent me from Aunt Bee's attic. And I have not really used a lot of them. So I thought because they were little, I would get some use. But still, I hardly used anything doing this. So I don't know. These small samples go a long way. So all I'm doing is taking a stippling type brush, chip brush, and just stippling all this paint on here, just however I like it. So grab out a bunch of colors of paint that you like and just play with them. I might play a little bit too hard and get this kind of dark, so I go back in with a little bit more light and lighten and brighten it up. And I do a little bit of a, what do you call that? Dry brushing over the whole thing. And I use the lighter creamy color to do the ends. Now, once I do that little bit of light dry brushing all over the whole thing, I go in with the gold. I think it's the gold that's there. If not, it's like a, yeah, it's the gold. And I go back over top of it just to give it some flex. Now, again, this is just having fun and playing. You don't have to do this and use all these colors. When I make videos, I like to play with stuff. You know, I want to make it fun for me. I mean, it can be fun for you all too. But yeah, look at that. Isn't that fun? I also use the gold to go over the ends with this just a little bit to kind of give them a trim, and the handles. I am giving this a good coat of my favorite Rust-Oleum matte clear coat. And for this next part, I'm using these sort of thin metal filigree things, and they're bendable. So I thought, you know, let's just make these ornamental on the ends of each, or on each end of this. And I love the color. So I'm just using the little screws that came with them to screw these in with my drill. Now, they're not going to be perfect, but they're ornamental and they look good. And I just tap them down just a little bit with my hammer to kind of mold them a little bit more. And I do that for each end. Somehow I missed adding this little knob, but you're going to see me add it back because, and I put one of those sawtooth hangers on the back of this so somebody could hang this up. I think it's really a unique piece, and they could hang something off the front. But I took that knob off because I forgot I wanted to put these transfers on, and now these are from one of the IOD transfer books, one of the newer ones. I do not know which one, but I think it's the one that might have the bird cages in it. Anyways, I go ahead and just get those rubbed off. I just use a little scraper tool that I had handy, and I place them just kind of in the area that they'll look good when this is hung on the wall or on display with that handle centered. Once I get them where I want them, I'm gonna give them another coat of that clear coat. Now you can see me here just adding that handle, kind of like I did with the little end pieces, using little screws to put that back in there and coat those transfers, because they need to be sealed once you put them on. I really enjoyed making this one. Let me know what you think about it. I want to take this time to say thank you for being here, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a like or a comment if you're enjoying this content. I sure am glad you are here. Project number 3. This one I'm a little on the fence, but I know you all will let me know what you think about it. We're going to use this little box that I thrifted. I think it was $2 or $3. It's nothing special, but it does have this neat crocodile-like pattern on it. And, oh no, I thrifted it for $1.50. I went ahead and gave this a coat of mermaid tail, and I'll tell you more about the paint coming up. I decided to use this little frame that's been used on something else, and I'm going to use some hot glue and the triple thick glue that we've used before. Now these are just some things that I pulled out of my beads and little junk pieces to use to make this little frame look even cooler. This is a really old penny with it's not real diamonds around it or anything, but I found it in some junk, so we're going to use it on this box. But before we do that, I have to finish the painting, and you're going to see some paint on there that looks lighter. And what I ended up doing is, instead of grabbing mermaid tail again, I grabbed sea glass, but that's okay because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna show you why. Now I decided I would try to go ahead and do something with this frame, and this part is irrelevant because we don't even use this, you will see, but I just wanted to show you because I do love this gold marker. Okay, so I'm just gluing these pieces down the same way that I did as the frame, using that TITEBOND triple thick and a little bit of hot glue in certain areas, but not much because metal just doesn't do well with hot glue. You really need something to bind that metal, and the triple thick TITEBOND glue will do that. Now that I have everything placed and glued where I want it, you can see I just kind of filled the frame with just little different pieces of junk, which is so cool. I'm taking different blue colors, including Hey Sailor, some blues from Folk Art, just whatever blue paint, you know, that I want to just dab on here, and it ends up looking a little bit splotchy, but that's okay because what we do next is gonna fix that. I really just wanted a bunch of different colors of blue as the background for this base. Once this dried, I thought it was a little too stark, so I just took some of the, I think this is Hey Sailor, I don't know, maybe it's mermaid tail, a couple of the different colors, and just blended a little dry brushing on top of these so they weren't so splotchy for our next step. Now we're going to use this Pure Gold by Folk Art. I love their metallic paints. They're great. You don't have to have any high-end metallic paints. Just use what you have. And I grabbed an old stencil that I had cut up for another project, and I'm going to put these damask patterns all over top of these different color of blues. Once I get the gold everywhere I want, I'm going to use the same stencil, and I'm going to offset it and use some of the Hey Sailor, which you can see is definitely much darker, and go over areas to kind of tone down the gold. Now I know we wanted the gold to stand out and be the top layer, but it's a little bit much for me, and we are going to work on that frame later to blend it in for sure with the gold and the colors we're doing here. I'm taking some DIY dark wax and just kind of going over it because, again, I struggled with this one. Although I love the centerpiece, I just struggled with the design that I put on it. So I thought if I toned it down a little bit, that might make it a little more pleasing to me. Then I finished this off with some gold rub and buff. I have painted the inside of this in DIY's Old 57. It was one of the colors that I used on the outside when I was putting a bunch of different blues on here. So you'll see that coming up. I also take some of the gold off of this brush, go over all of the latches and hinges and the corners, inside, outside, just dragging that gold throughout. And I take a little bit left on my brush of that DIY dark wax to kind of tone down the inside of it to make it match the outside. Let me know what you all think about this one. Like I said, I like it, but I don't love it. I love the center with all the different things, but the design of the box, it's okay. Project 4, 5, and 6. I had so much fun with these, and I had a lot of them, but I had to scale it back. So I took 3 out of our huge box, and I gave one a coat of pink chalk paint, one a coat of like a muted aqua chalk paint, and a black one. Of course, the black one ends up being my favorite, and you're going to see why. Now, I didn't show the second coat, so for the first coat of each one of these, I just brushed on a good coat of that color, let it dry, and I went back with a sponge for the second coat, and I stippled it on so that it would be really good coverage. Because these are covered in chalk paint, I'm going to go ahead and use my favorite matte coat RUSTOLEUM sealer, because we're going to use these gorgeous decals now, or transfers. These are some from IOD, and it's like the fish ones, so I thought these would be so cute put on here for like a man cave. And then I take my little crackle stamp and a little bit of that sage paint and go over the letters, and I even take a gold ink pad and just kind of go around the edges and the letters. But I do seal this because, again, I've used transfers, I've used chalk paint, and those need to be sealed. For the last step, after I get that dried, and I used semi-gloss, or I used glossy coverage for this, not the matte. I'm so sorry. I used matte on the next ones, but I used glossy because I thought it would look good with the black and the fish. To cover these little holes, I'm going to use these metal stars I had in my stash. I'm going to cover them with a little bit of gold and cover some of the other parts with that gold. And I put a sawtooth hanger on the back of this with glue to finish that piece off. Let me know what you think about that one. For this next one, I'm going to use some scraps of the gold transfers from IOD. Some of these are even from Christmas, like those trees, but I just thought they looked so great on this license plate. So I'm just going to kind of go around and add some little filigrees and different things to bring this to life. And I found this one transfer that has just these roses and this little foreign language on it, and I thought that would look cool. Just any little thing to add to these. You can have so much fun doing different types of designs on these. You could paint them by hand, just have fun with them. But I just grabbed things that was quick so that I could kind of use them and show you how to upcycle things really quickly. I've added some more florals, and I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. Just add a little bit of that gold around, and I found these rose gold little rivets. I forget what they call these, but I use the same spray. I use super glue with the spray activator to put those on. Same thing with the pink one. Now with the blue and the pink, I used the matte coat clear coat, and I did paint the backs of each one of these so that they would be colored on the back, but I didn't do anything else other than that. Got out a few little junky things to cover this one, and added that gold to the lettering and around the actual license plate, and this one is done. We are at the end of this video. If you stayed until the end, leave me a fish emoji or the letter F for fish. I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.